Another employer asking someone to do a project before they get hired. Massive increase in this going on right now, folks. If you follow me, you know it's because of a move towards something called evidence-based hiring. Employers are really scared to hire the wrong people these days, especially coming out of the Great Quit. And so they need to know that you can do the job. And it's not enough to see your resume or your LinkedIn profile. And as you can see here, not even enough to go through the interview process. They still want to see the work to feel comfortable hiring you. Now, the risk that you run, as you've posted here, is they can take your ideas and run with it. And so what I've been coaching people to do inside my program, because I help a lot of people with these, you do want to do the project, but you want to do the project in a very specific way. So you've probably heard of something called a SWOT analysis: strengths, weaknesses, opportunities, and threats. It's a common business practice, but it's a framework that you can use when you're doing this in order to do what I say all the time: agitate the pain. So for example, I work with my clients and I have them catastrophize the entire job. So every single thing that could go wrong if they don't hire someone for this job, or if they hire the wrong person for this job. And by now, you should know who your competition is. So think about, are you up against somebody who's an internal person that has internal knowledge? Are you up against somebody who's more junior, who's less expensive? You need to think about all the people you would be up against for this job and catastrophize what would happen if those type of people get hired instead of you. Now, once we break this down and we get the key points going, it's really pretty spectacular, because then as you're building out the 6 to 12 month plan, you're giving them some 30,000 foot view of what you would do, right? So you break it out and say, like, this is the timeline or the order of operations in which I would do things. But you spend more time talking about why you would do each one of those steps at each place along the way, in terms of what can break, what could go wrong. And if the wrong person's in the job, someone who doesn't have the experience, or someone who has too much insider knowledge and isn't going to have a fresh set of eyes, right? We catastrophize and work into your answers the reasoning why someone like you is the right person for the job. Now you give them a SWOT analysis. Now you give them the 6 to 12 month plan at the 30,000 foot view, right? But this is the crazy part. You're not giving away the secret sauce, but ironically, the catastrophizing of what could go wrong proves you know what you're talking about. It proves you have the depth of knowledge. You wouldn't be able to anticipate those problems with such great detail and talk about why this one solution needs to be done without breaking down how you do the solution if you didn't have the knowledge. So what happens is they get through the document and they're like, oh my gosh, there are so many benefits to hiring this person, because you're making them feel emotion, which is fear, to be perfectly honest. Fear, if they don't hire you, they're not going to solve for all these problems. The person that does the best job of catastrophizing the situation and talking about the value they'll bring by solving it, the benefits, wins. And you wrap it all up in a format of, well, these are the 10 things I do in this order, and here's why. Catastrophize. Solve. Cool thing is, once you learn how to do this, once I teach people this, we work on a little bit, they get it. But the better part is, not only do you get the job, you sit in the driver's seat, because now they're scared not to get you. So if you want more money, you have to do this technique. You have to be the must-have candidate. And that's how I'm getting people to do these little projects and land the jobs, as opposed to doing the project and then them saying, you know what, we're going to put this on hold, and then trying to go do it themselves, right? Because you make it sound too positive. You didn't work in enough of what can go wrong if the right person, aka you, doesn't do the job. Does that make sense? I hope it does. Hopefully this helped. If it did, can you do 2 things for me? They're totally free. First of all, follow me here and post a question so I can keep helping you. Trying to help 10 million people on this app get new, better paying jobs, okay? And secondly, if you want more help, I put together up in this little circle, if you click on it, you click on that and you'll find a little URL where I put together a whole bunch of free resources for you. Everything like job search burnout, resume and LinkedIn bootcamp, job search checklist, professional strengths workbook, the stuff that you need to shake up your job search is free and linked in my bio for you, okay? I love you all so much. Keep the questions coming. Good luck. Go get them.